Howdy. So for my Comm 410 final project, I decided to dive into the different soundtracks and musical scores of historic horror movies throughout history. I started all the way back with one of the um, first giant successes in horror movies with sound, which was Universal's Dracula. It's not the first horror movie to have sound, but it's one of the biggest commercial successes from that sort of bronze age of film. And then I slowly transitioned into some of the more modern, quote unquote, um, hit films all the way up until the 80s. So using the word modern very loosely. Um, but I just wanted to kind of just showcase the different details and background facts that went into crafting all of these like super significant pieces. And I included Jaws, even though it's not really a horror, it's more of a thriller film. But I think the soundtrack and the thought that went into creating it is so important that it is worth being discussed in this sort of field. And there was a bunch of like so many like hilarious details that I discovered throughout going through this thing, and I think it showcased that filmmaking and creating music, while very similar, are very different fields, and they take very different minds, and there can sometimes be conflict when it comes to creating a film's music score, but there can also be great success. And there can be great relationships built off of it. And there's even some people who do both. Shout out to John Carpenter. Um, but yeah, I love horror films. I love music. I think this class definitely heightened my interest in uh, silly music facts. Um, I think just getting to read like those little minuscule details where it's like you would have never thought um, about that, or you would have never wondered what went into this. I think hearing about those things is what makes learning so important, and I think it's something that I love just about film and music in general. I mean, it's the same reason that went into why I chose One Hit Wonders. It's because you never think about this kind of stuff, but then you read about it, and it's like the most out of the box things you could have ever imagined. And so that's again what played into my choice for horror films, besides obviously my interest in them, demonstrated by my shirt. I figured you'd get a kick out of this. I got this for Christmas a couple years ago. Um, but yeah, it was something that I care a lot about, and I was very interested in learning more about. And so that's why I went into it. And I think there's a lot of really interesting facts, especially as time goes on, that are kind of revealed about, um, how do you create sort of a horror icon and the sound that goes with that. Um, and I think these are obviously the great successes in that, but there's also lots of failures in trying to do that. Um, but yeah, I think it's just a really fascinating subject to go into. I think there's plenty of great music and plenty of great characters and great films here.